This is Susan Broder from Speak Languages and Travel the World. I'm your English teacher here to help you with your fluency. And today I'd like to talk to you about how to prepare for the Trinity graded exams in spoken English. This is something which is very different from the other certifications because it only tests your spoken English. And instead, I'd like, yes, to give you the tips because it's very different from when you prepare for written exams. So if you'd like to make sure that other people can also see these videos, try and subscribe by pressing the button here, because the more people subscribe, the more the videos circulate and the more people can benefit from my tips. So let me try and give you an explanation on what this exam is, so you know what we're talking about. So in London, there is the Trinity College, which promotes this exam. It's called Graded Examinations in Spoken English, and it's very nice because many people take exams and certifications, and they say, well, I've been speaking and learning English for so and so many years, but then your employer, your future employer, may not really understand how much you know. And so with this examination, which is divided into 12 grades, if I'm not mistaken, you can actually demonstrate your level. Now, the exams vary between they're grouped into about 3 grades for each level, so elementary, intermediate, and so on. But they vary a little, so in what you have to do in the requisites. But looking at the intermediate level, the exam is between 10 and 15 minutes long, and there's usually a part where you have to demonstrate your grammatical knowledge. Every level, they want to know specific grammatical points, and you have to do some conversation on 2 of 6 topics. So you have to prepare, well, yes, they're called conversation subjects to be exact. You have to prepare 6 conversation subjects, but the examiner will only talk to you about 2 of them. And then you've got about 5 minutes to talk about a topic which you enjoy, which you're passionate about. Now, it sounds really easy, and the exam isn't difficult if you prepare well for it, whatever level you're preparing for. But I specialized in this because years ago I was helping a girl who had her personal difficulties, so she needed extra special coaching. And so I devised a method to make sure that she would be able to pass her exams well. In fact, she got excellent results and was commended by the authorities in London because she was so good. So I wanted to share some of these tactics, because those students who came to me and asked me for help and then thought I was overdoing it with these methods, in the end they didn't quite obtain the same results that they were aiming for. So I do think it would be important for me to share them. So let me show you. So one of the first things that you need to do is to prepare both your topic and the conversation subjects, incorporating the grammatical structures that they want you to demonstrate, because you have to prove that you know how to use them. So, for example, one of the subjects is pollution and recycling. I think it's in grade 7, if I'm not mistaken, or it used to be at least. One of the subject topics. They may have changed recently. You always have to check the website for the latest changes. In any case, we prepared a small explanation. And if you see all the highlighted things, those are the expressions or grammatical structures that you had to, in those days, demonstrate that you knew how to do. So, for example, the yellow is the passive, is made of, or be put, be transformed. The turquoise is the sentences using which, which, so the relatives, let's say, which is made of, which takes up, where I put, and so on. You have to show that you can explain cause, so due to or because. You can demonstrate uncertainty by saying I'm not sure. And they also wanted you to demonstrate, for example, may, might, and also the conditional. So if I didn't have a garden, I could put, and so on. So you need to discuss the subject, conversation subject, if possible, preparing it where you learn to use the grammatical structures that they want you to demonstrate you know. This doesn't mean that you write it up as I have here and learn it off by heart. That is absolutely inadmissible because you won't pass. But if you start writing things up in this way, both your topic, whatever you choose to talk about, or the subject, conversation subjects, you get used to using those grammatical structures and those expressions. In reality, then you have to speak freely. You're not allowed to memorize. You'll be penalized. But you get used to it, and so you can insert these in your spontaneous conversation. And so it's really, really important to practice by first preparing it a little bit and then practice speaking using it. It's very good to also speak in front of a mirror, for example. Now, this is the preparatory phase. Now, of course, particularly this girl, she needed a lot of extra coaching. So I thought, how can we do this that she doesn't lose track of what she's talking about? And so I devised a system where for each subject, and also, so conversation subject, and also subsequently for her topic, we prepared a series of pictures that would be a kind of prompt for her to then know what she had to say. So I remember that here she used to say something like, I live in a small village and I don't know whether I'd like living in a large town, but, and because she had to compare village and city life, but then she'd give the advantages and disadvantages of living in the city compared to living in the country. And the pictures served as prompts for her to remember all the various points she wanted to talk about and not forget any points. So that's why I devised this system, and I did the same for the actual topic. She took many exams and many topics, but one of my favorites was when we did the journey into art history. So it was a journey through art history, and in about 5 minutes she presented these pages. She came up with a little booklet of printed photos, which ranged from prehistory to modern art. And as you can see, we go through the various phases of art. And so in reality, there was more material than she could speak about for 5 minutes. So the examiner really appreciated the fact that she came along with all these prompts, and he actually just went through the book and said, oh, can you talk to me about this? And can you talk to me about that? And so she spoke about the various parts that he indicated. And so very often you'll be asked to bring along something. It could also be something physical. I had a student who spoke about her dancing, and she brought along her tutu, her ballet shoes, and that's also very good for prompts. It depends what you have to talk about. But I mean, for example, I know certain things are not allowed. So if your passion is the snakes, you can't bring a live snake into the examination room. Therefore, I usually recommend pictures just because there's a beginning and an end. So you can make tell a story, and if the examiner wants, he'll ask you to tell everything, or he can just pick and choose. I know that we discussed this with the examiner afterwards, and the examiners always appreciated the fact that they knew where to start from, because if we had just sent in a student saying, well, I'm going to talk about art history, who knows if the examiner knows something about art history, so it's difficult to ask questions. Instead, having a booklet of pictures helped the examiner to formulate some questions. In any case, I think that this is a tried and tested method. I've had excellent results with all students, and I recommend that you prepare in advance inserting your grammatical structure so you can practice, of course, practice speaking freely, but inserting these, and then maybe prepare some pictures so that you can remember, not make sure you don't forget anything that you absolutely wanted to talk about. Well, I hope these tips were useful for you, and I look forward to the next live. If anyone wants to write in the comments box where they're listening from, I'd really appreciate it, because I like to see where my students and my, the people following me are from. And if you haven't downloaded my free fluency exercises, the link is down in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.